You didn't stop growing because of genetics. You stopped growing because of everything you've been doing since the day your growth plates were still open. Think about it. Late nights, junk food, zero movement, hours hunched over a screen. These aren't harmless habits. They're the exact things that shut down your body's ability to grow. And by the time most people realize it, it's already too late. Because height isn't just given to you. It's built or it's wasted, depending on what you do in the years that matter most. So in this video, I'm going to break down the real reasons your height stopped growing and the exact fixes that still work, even if you think your window is closing. Let's start with the first one. Reason 1, poor sleep. Most people think height comes from genetics alone, but genetics only sets the ceiling. Sleep is what determines whether you actually reach it, because growth hormone, the hormone responsible for bone growth, is released in deep sleep, mostly between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. And if you're scrolling at midnight instead of sleeping, your body never enters the deep sleep stage where real growth happens. That's why the fix isn't complicated. Sleep 7 to 9 hours every single night, no exceptions. Get to bed before 11. Because every hour of deep sleep you skip is height you're never getting back. Reason 2, poor nutrition. Your body can't build what it doesn't have the materials for. Most people eat empty calories, processed food, sugar, fast food, and wonder why their body isn't developing the way it should. But bone growth requires protein, calcium, vitamin D, and zinc, real building blocks, not empty fuel. That's why the fix is simple. Eat whole foods, protein with every meal, dairy or calcium sources daily, sunlight for vitamin D, because you can't build a taller frame out of food that has nothing to give it. Reason 3, no movement. Most people sit all day. School, phone, couch, repeat. And a body that never moves never signals itself to grow, because physical activity, especially stretching and high-impact movement, stimulates the growth plates and improves posture, which affects how tall you actually appear and how well you grow over time. That's why you need a physical habit built into your day. Swimming, basketball, jump rope, stretching every morning, because a body in motion sends a signal to grow. A body that sits still sends a signal to shut down. Reason 4, bad posture. Here's something most people never think about. You could be taller right now and not even know it, because years of hunching over phones and laptops compress your spine and train your body into a slouched position that quietly steals inches off your real height. That's why posture isn't cosmetic, it's structural. Stand against a wall daily, shoulders back, spine straight. Do spine lengthening stretches every morning, because fixing your posture doesn't just make you look taller, it unlocks height you already had. Reason 5, chronic stress. Stress doesn't just affect your mind, it affects your growth, because high cortisol levels, the stress hormone, actively interfere with growth hormone production. So if you're constantly anxious, overwhelmed, or running on pressure with no release, your body is working against itself without you even realizing it. That's why managing stress isn't optional. It's part of the process. Walks outside, deep breathing, journaling, anything that lowers cortisol and gives your nervous system a break. Because a body under constant stress isn't a body that's built to grow. Now here's the part most people don't want to hear. If your growth plates have already closed, no supplement, no stretch, no trick is going to add inches to your skeleton. That window closes, usually in your late teens to early 20s, and no video on the internet can change that biology. But here's what still matters. Posture alone can reveal 1 to 2 inches you didn't know you had. Nutrition and sleep still shape your frame, your energy, and how strong and sharp you look and feel. And confidence, the way you carry yourself, the way you speak, the way you move through a room, adds more presence than an extra inch ever will. So stop obsessing over a number and start building the version of yourself that commands a room regardless of it. Fix your sleep, fix your food, fix your posture, fix your stress, not because it guarantees extra height, but because it guarantees a stronger, sharper, more capable version of you. Because the goal was never really about height. The goal was about becoming someone who takes control of what they can control and stops making excuses for the rest. So if you're ready to stop blaming genetics and start fixing what's actually in your hands, comment, "I'm ready," and subscribe to the Thig Chad for more videos that help you build discipline, purpose, and a stronger mind.